My trust totally was lost with her. You know what I'm saying? She hated me. Like after that, I tried everything. Like she didn't care. Like she just didn't trust me after that.
Chris Brown opens up about Rihanna incident in his new documentary. Who are these young stars? What happened on that doomed night that could potentially ruin them? Can the consequences of one night lead to a lifetime of reflection, growth, and a pursuit of a better self? There's a story of remorse, growth, and the quest for redemption. Before diving into the story, let's understand Chris Brown and Rihanna as two individuals. Profile: Chris Brown. Chris Brown was born on May 5, 1989, in Tappahannock, Virginia, United States. Raised in a small town, he discovered his passion for music at a young age, showcasing his singing and dancing talents from an early stage. Chris Brown burst onto the music scene in the mid-2000s with his self-titled debut album, released in 2005. The album featured hit singles such as Run It and Yo, Excuse Me Miss, propelling him to instant stardom. His unique blend of R&B, pop, and hip-hop, along with his exceptional dance skills, garnered him widespread acclaim and a dedicated fan base. Throughout his career, Chris Brown has achieved numerous milestones. He has released multiple successful albums, including Exclusive 2007, Fame 2011, and Indigo 2019, which have spawned chart-topping hits like With You, Forever, and No Guidance. Chris has won several prestigious awards, including a Grammy Award for Best R&B Album and numerous BET Awards. In addition to his musical achievements, Chris Brown has collaborated with many renowned artists, both as a featured artist and through joint projects. He has worked with the likes of Lil Wayne, Tyga, Nicki Minaj, and Drake, among others. Brown's personal life has also made headlines, particularly his high-profile relationships with artists such as Rihanna and Karrueche Tran. Profile: Rihanna. Rihanna's full name is Robin Rihanna Fenty, was born on February 20th, 1988, in St. Michael, Barbados. Hailing from a small island in the Caribbean, she demonstrated immense talent and charisma from an early age. Rihanna's musical journey began in 2005 when she released her debut album, Music of the Sun. Her distinct voice, coupled with her captivating stage presence and trend-setting style, quickly established her as a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. Over the years, she has explored various genres, ranging from R&B and pop to dancehall and reggae fusion, showcasing her versatility as an artist. Rihanna's career has been marked by exceptional achievements. She has released numerous critically acclaimed albums, including Good Girl Gone Bad 2007, Loud 2010, and Anti 2016, which have spawned hit singles like Umbrella, We Found Love, and Work. Rihanna has garnered multiple Grammy Awards, MTV Video Music Awards, and Billboard Music Awards, solidifying her status as one of the most successful artists of her generation. Rihanna's impact extends beyond her music. She has collaborated with some of the biggest names in the industry, including Jay-Z, Eminem, Calvin Harris, and Drake. Furthermore, she has been an influential figure in the fashion and beauty world, launching her own successful makeup line, Fenty Beauty, and establishing herself as a style icon. Rihanna has also been involved in philanthropic endeavors, notably through her Clara Lionel Foundation, which supports education and emergency response programs globally. Now, the story. Part 1. Rising Stars. Our story begins in the mid-2000s, when two rising stars illuminated the music scene with their undeniable talents. Chris Brown, a young and charismatic singer-dancer from Virginia, captured hearts with his smooth vocals and electrifying performances. Rihanna, a strikingly beautiful Barbadian songstress, mesmerized audiences with her powerful voice and unique style. As their careers blossomed, the two found themselves at the center of media attention, their every move documented by the relentless paparazzi. Chris and Rihanna were not just artists, they were also in a romantic relationship, a union that seemed like a match made in music heaven. Fans adored their chemistry, and the industry hailed them as the power couple of R&B, and more like the it couple. As Chris Brown and Rihanna soared to fame, the romantic relationship blossomed alongside their careers. They were young, talented, and deeply connected on both personal and professional level. Their shared passion for music, combined with their undeniable chemistry, made them the envy of many. Publicly, Chris and Rihanna appeared as a picture-perfect couple, attending red carpet events hand in hand and sharing affectionate moments that left fans swooning. Their love seemed to transcend the boundaries of their celebrity status, captivating audiences around the world. Part 2. Relationship. When he first started dating, the fear of his personal life becoming public consumed him. He wanted to protect his privacy and avoid the risk of unnecessary drama and gossip. However, as the relationship progressed and they faced public scrutiny together, the weight of his secrets began to take its toll. The truth that Chris now bravely shares is that before the relationship began, he had been involved with another woman who worked with him at the time. He chose not to disclose this information, fearing the repercussions of revealing his past actions even when Rihanna confronted him with the same. The tension within Chris and Rihanna's relationship reached a breaking point after their performance at the VMAs. Chris knew he wanted to marry Rihanna, but the burden of his hidden past strained their connection. Part 3. The Incident. But on the night of February 8, 2009, their fairy tale took a dark turn. After the VMA performance, he found himself at a pivotal moment in his life. He felt an overwhelming need to be transparent and sincere with his partner, revealing every detail. Prior to their relationship, he had engaged in a sexual encounter with another girl, an incident that shattered the trust between them. From that point onward, the relationship took a negative turn, marked by verbal and physical altercations that left deep emotional scars. Despite his lingering feelings for Rihanna, he wanted to be honest with his partner. Their fights became increasingly intense, leading to doubts and constant questioning of their bond. Witnessing Chris Brown leaving after an alleged altercation in a Lamborghini at Hancock Park only heightened the tension. Trust forms the foundation of any relationship, and he believed that by being honest, his partner would trust him. Thus, he handed her his phone to examine. Unfortunately, she stumbled upon a message that said, "Kill the Grammys, do your thing." Without reading the rest of the message, she assumed he was lying and erupted in anger. She threw the phone at him, physically attacking him in the Lamborghini, relentlessly hitting him, while he desperately tried to convey the truth. As the confrontation escalated, she resisted his efforts while he persistently pleaded with her, earnestly vouching for the veracity of his words, urging her to cease her actions. He continued to vocalize his plea, hoping that she would eventually comprehend. However, rather than transitioning into a calm discussion where he could honestly convey the truth, the situation took a different turn. It devolved into a chaotic exchange filled with accusations and intense arguments, with neither of them willing to yield. She even attempted to physically assault him by aiming a kick in his direction, expressing her frustration. Regrettably, in the heat of the moment, he lashed out and struck her, causing her lip to bleed. Witnessing the consequence of his action left him in a state of disbelief and astonishment. She grabbed his private area, and instinctively he bit her. While driving, he struggled to maintain control, but the fight seemed trivial and pointless. He questioned himself, wondering why he was allowing such a situation to unfold. Eventually, he pulled over in Hancock Park, just a few miles away, hoping to resolve the conflict peacefully. He didn't want to harm his beloved girlfriend. He reassured her of his honesty, but she remained skeptical. She took the keys out of the car, threw them, and accused him of attempting to harm her, attracting the attention of onlookers. He pleaded with her to stop, fearing they would face severe consequences. When he looks back at the picture of them together, he sees someone he despises, and the memory will haunt him indefinitely. He detested himself to the point of contemplating suicide. To face the repercussions of his actions, he turned himself in the following day and pleaded guilty. He didn't wish to argue or fight the case, placing blame on her for fighting back. His mindset was different then. It has since evolved. He loves his partner and wanted to shield her from the mistakes he had made. Taking responsibility for his actions, he turned himself in without resistance. Media outlets exploded with speculation and outrage. The public, once enamored with their love story, now grappled with the reality of domestic violence. Images of Rihanna's battered face haunted the collective consciousness, igniting a much-needed conversation about abuse, consent, and the responsibility of public figures. Part 4. Legal Battle and Fallout. The aftermath of that fateful night was filled with legal battles and personal turmoil for both Chris Brown and Rihanna. Brown faced charges of assault and making criminal threats, leading to a highly publicized court case. Chris Brown was initially charged with felony and making criminal threats. In March of 2009, he appeared in court where he pleaded not guilty to the charges. However, as the legal processes unfolded, he later changed his plea to guilty, acknowledging his responsibility for the assault. In June 2009, Chris Brown attended a sentencing hearing where the judge delivered the consequences of his action. He was sentenced to 5 years of probation, 1 year of domestic violence counseling, and 6 months of community labor. Additionally, a protective order was issued, prohibiting him from having any contact with Rihanna for the duration of his probation. The community labor component of his sentence required Chris Brown to perform physical labor under the supervision of the Richmond Police Department in his hometown of Virginia. This included tasks such as graffiti removal and maintenance work in public areas. In the years that followed, Chris Brown's legal troubles continued to affect his public image. Violation of his probation terms, including a highly publicized altercation with rapper Drake at a nightclub in 2012, resulted in additional legal consequences. He faced more court hearings and potential jail time. Despite the legal challenges, Chris Brown continued to release music and perform, but the incident remained a defining moment in his career. The judgments he faced, both in the court of law and in the court of public opinion, deeply impacted his personal and professional life. The world watched as his once promising career crumbled under the weight of his actions. The fallout was swift and severe. Endorsement deals evaporated, concert tours were cancelled, and the radio stations refused to play his music. Chris Brown became an outcast, his name forever tainted by the incident that defined him in the eyes of the public. Part 5. Reflection and Rehabilitation. But amidst the chaos, Chris Brown was faced with a choice. He could succumb to the dark shadows cast by his past, or embark on a journey of self-reflection and redemption. Choosing the latter, he sought therapy and counseling to confront his demons, addressing the anger and trauma that led to his violent outburst. Reflecting on his past, he recognized that he never wanted to harm a woman again. The incident with Rihanna years ago made him feel like a terrible person, serving as a turning point in his life. Brown's rehabilitation process extended beyond his personal growth. He actively engaged in campaigns against domestic violence, lending his voice and influence to raise awareness and support for survivors. Through his work, he aimed to transform his own pain into a catalyst for change. But what happens when they cross paths again? Part 6. Reconciliation and Moving Forward. Years after the incident, Rihanna and Chris Brown surprised the world once again by reconnecting, albeit as friends. In 2012, rumors began circulating that they had reconnected on a friendly level. They were spotted at various events together, fueling speculation of a possible romantic reconciliation. The news sent shockwaves through the media and their fan base, sparking intense debates and discussions about forgiveness, second chances, and the complexity of love. In 2013, news broke that Chris Brown and Rihanna had reconciled after several years of separation following the incident in 2009. Their reconciliation ignited a wave of speculation, controversy, and divided public opinion. After the highly publicized assault case, both Chris Brown and Rihanna took time to heal, grow, and focus on their respective careers. They maintained separate paths, with Chris Brown actively seeking redemption and personal growth, while Rihanna solidified her status as a music and fashion icon. In January 2013, the rumors were confirmed when Chris Brown and Rihanna were seen attending a Los Angeles Lakers basketball game together. The public display of their rekindled friendship signaled a significant shift in their relationship. It appeared that both individuals were willing to put the past behind them and explore the possibility of a renewed connection. However, their reconciliation proved to be short-lived. By the end of 2013, reports emerged that Chris Brown and Rihanna had once again split. The reasons behind their separation were not publicly disclosed, but speculation suggests that the intense media scrutiny, conflicting priorities, and the lingering effect of their tumultuous history played a role in their decision. While their reunion did not lead to a lasting romantic relationship, it served as a pivotal moment in their personal journeys. Part 7. Conclusion. The story of Chris Brown and the Rihanna incident is one of tragedy and transformation. It serves as a stark reminder that even in the realm of fame and fortune, no one is immune to the consequences of their actions. It is through facing the darkest aspects of our past that we can find the strength to evolve, learn, and become better versions of ourselves. Chris Brown's journey is far from over. The lessons he has learned along the way offer a powerful message to us all. May his story serve as a reminder that redemption is possible, that mistakes do not define us, and that growth can emerge from even the deepest of scars. Both Chris Brown and Rihanna have left an indelible mark on the music industry, captivating audiences with their talent, style, and unique contributions. While their personal lives have had their share of challenges and controversies, their artistic achievements and impact cannot be denied. They continue to inspire and shape the landscape of music and popular culture in their own respective ways.